Okay, for this project, I'm going to grab a piece of printer paper here and fold it in half, and then I'm just going to draw half of a heart so that my heart is nice and symmetrical, and then I will cut that out, and this is just going to be a template, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take one of the wood rounds from Dollar Tree and just cover it in some white chalk paint. I used Dixie Belle in cotton. I'm really finding that I love their paints. Okay, so I'm just going to draw this around. And this is my favorite project of this video. So fun to do. So I knew that I have a ton of buttons, and then I have a ton of these paper flowers. Now you can get these at any of the craft stores. They're usually in the scrapbook or stamp section. A lot of my buttons are from Dollar Tree. Of course, you know, you can get buttons pretty much anywhere. And then what I'm going to do is just alternate the buttons and the flowers, and I'm just using my Barely Art precision glue and gluing them down into this heart shape. On screen I can't really tell here if you can see my pencil line, but I can see it really well. And then after I get all these down, I do go around and erase the pencil mark. And like I said, this one was just so fun because you don't have to have any rhyme or reason. Just like every so often, put a red button and then a pink button and then a pink flower. And I just had a really good time. And this glue held everything really well. You could use hot glue if you want, but this is going to be way faster and gives you a little bit more wiggle room. And then also you don't have any like bumps from it being like a glob of hot glue. And then I knew that I was going to have some kind of empty spaces. So I took the little, like, I don't know what you call them, bead gems from Dollar Tree. And then I will fill in the blank spaces with that. And then that's it. A super easy project. Again, I just had so much fun making it. Just spill out all the things you have. If you are, you know, a card maker, scrapbooker, you probably have brads. You could use those too. You could use stickers, little heart stickers. Dollar Tree has little wood shapes. You could add those. I mean, there's so many things you can do just to add just these cute little elements. And this is a great way for me personally to use up items in my stash. And so the only thing I purchased here was the wood round from Dollar Tree. So everything else was in my stash. Of course, it would cost if you were buying the supplies now. But that's it. As you can see here, and then there's the little gems that I go ahead and add, and I just cut them down because they're already sticky and put them in the little negative spaces.
Million thoughts are spinning round in my head. I also sit down, 'cause I'm almost there. Now I see you through the window.
For this project, I'm going to use this sign from Dollar Tree as well as this card. I love the front, and then when I opened inside, I loved that cursive Happy Valentine's. So I'm just going to pop off this hashtag part, and I'm going to kind of deconstruct this sign. I picked up this shadow box off Facebook Marketplace, which is one of my favorite places to buy items. A lot of people just want to get rid of stuff, but they want a little bit of money for it. And so I got two of these. One is a lot bigger than this one. And I think I paid $10 for both of them. And so I'm just going to open this up, and I'm going to design here on this backboard. And it's covered in like a linen fabric. And what I decide to do with this at the end is just to Velcro this piece down so that I can change it out per season. I ended up just flipping the heart over because you're not going to see the other side anyway. And you can find these type of shadow boxes at Michael's. They're on sale all the time, or you can use a coupon. I'm going to just cut this card up. I'm cutting out the Happy Valentine's Day for this project, and then I will set aside the front for another project. I often get asked about this paper cutter. You can find them anywhere. All craft stores carry them. Amazon carries them, so they're just a great tool to have for your crafting. I picked up these doily hearts from Target. Dollar Tree does carry something similar, and I'm just going to kind of play around here now with my layout. I don't end up using the white one in the end, but I have to play around and see what works. These Grapevine hearts that Dollar Tree put out this year are amazing, and I will use them again in the next project, but oh, I just love them. And then you'll see off to the side there, I have this little felt heart that I picked up at the 99-cent store, as well as this wood round that I ordered off Amazon. They're really inexpensive and they just add so much texture to a project. And as you can see, this project is really like a mixed media. I just really wanted to do something that's just has a lot of elements. Like these paper clips I picked up in the Target dollar spot for Christmas, and then I never used them. And they have several clips there that will be totally usable for any other holiday. And so I'm just going to start adhering down some of these elements. Then as you can see at the bottom there, I'm going to add some letters, wood letters. And I picked these up also off Amazon, and it comes in a cute little box as you saw there a minute ago. And oh my gosh, I'm in love with these little letters. And it comes with a bunch, so don't worry, I will link those down below. And definitely something to add to your stash. And like I said, I'm just going to start adhering some of these elements down and moving pieces around until I get the look I'm going for. I also get asked about that little glue that you see up at the top corner. It's just Elmer's glue in a little mini tube that I got from Dollar Tree. And it's so nice that it's just small. Now I'm just taking some ribbons from my stash, a little bit of this raffia, and I'm just going to add it underneath this clip here and just kind of pull it, make it kind of like in an X, just giving this some texture up here. And I want to take a minute here just to tell you guys how I got so inspired by this, and it's by my friend Linda over at Faith Chick Design, and she is just so amazing with adding, you know, a bunch of different elements to her projects, and I'm just over the moon for them. I'm also feeling that 2021 is the year to use stuff that I have. I've been collecting Scrapbook and craft supplies for a good 15 years, and I definitely have plenty. I could quarantine the whole year and be totally fine. So I know it might be a little frustrating to see items that you don't have, but just go in your stash, you know, just pick little pieces here and there and then just kind of play with their placement and see what you come up with. That is what was so fun about this project, is just pulling little items out, seeing if they work, seeing if they don't. As you can see here, I just put that little heart on the wood round, put my little saying back up there. And I love this ribbon that Dollar Tree has that says, "I picked you." Some of their ribbons are so cute, but they're really hard to use because if you tie them in a bow, you can't really read them. And so I was able to use it here where you can see it. And this is just a little cardboard heart that was in my stash. You can cut one of these out yourself, no problem. But again, just using what I have. So originally I was going to put that white heart underneath, but it just didn't work. So I grabbed this wood heart from Dollar Tree. Oh, those hearts are so good. They just work for so many things. I just like the natural wood of it. I'm keeping this kind of more neutral. And as you saw, I was measuring. I just wanted to make sure that my project was going to fit inside the shadow box. And I'm just using this foam tape, also from Dollar Tree. It's just going to raise it up enough to fit over the heart that you see there. And I'm going to need to do it double so that it fits. So just continue to keep in mind that if you are doing something like this and want to be able to switch it out, don't glue it to the back. So you're just gluing it all as one piece. So my heart is my main piece, the big one there. And as you can see, I can just move it around. And I added that cute little bow to my grapevine heart. So now you see that I'm just using some double stick Velcro, and this will just Velcro it right on. Now it's time to put it inside the frame, and this is my favorite project I think I've ever made. I'm just so in love with it. So many elements. I can change it out. I hope this project inspired you and did not intimidate you. It's just really fun to grab some things out of your stash and just play. I don't think I could do a Valentine's project without using some scrapbook paper. So I found, I went through my stash. I was like, what am I going to use? And I found this kit, and it is from 2011. So I'm sorry that you won't be able to get this exact kit, but Michael's always has great kits. One of the things I saw in the kit was something that said we go together like pancakes and syrup. So I was like, okay, we're going to make a kitchen piece. I'm going to use this cutting board from Dollar Tree. It's covered in white chalk paint. I guess it was another project at one time. I'm not sure what the other side was, but we're just going to decorate this side. I had this tag also in my stash. It's from Hobby Lobby. And this tag just barely fit over this saying here. So I made it work. But again, if you don't have this saying, or there's another saying, maybe like you and your significant other, maybe you say you're like peanut butter and jelly or whatever, you can just print that out onto your printer and then cut it into a tag shape. And you can always put it down onto cardboard if you want to make it thicker like I'm doing, and make a tag that way. So you have a thick tag, that's an alternative. So I'm just measuring the inner part here of this cutting board, and I'm going to cut a piece of paper down. And it had a little bit of like a rounded edge on the inside there, so I'm just going to kind of freehand that. And then I just start kind of playing around with the other pieces in. This made it really easy when you have like striped pieces like this, because you can just cut off a couple and use those to lay down onto the project. Now, so the cutting board itself is white. A lot of the paper has a white background, but then like the pancakes and syrup one is like a creamy color. So I want to make sure that I kind of tie in some more creamy color so it doesn't like stick out weird. And so there was this paper too that was in the stack, and it just basically is like handwriting. It says like I love you and things like that. That's going to pick up that cream color. So I'm going to add that as well. And then I just love these projects. So you're just layering some papers embellishing, and they're just such easy projects. And like I said, don't glue anything down until you kind of set it the way you like it. That way, if it looks, you're like, I don't like this, you can just take the paper and put another piece down. Or I didn't end up even using that heart paper that you see off to the left. I thought I was going to use it, and then I never did. These are like little cupcake toothpick things from Dollar Tree. They're my favorite. I have to use them in Valentine projects every year. Okay, so I'm going to use some hot glue and some double-sided tape. So I've done this in just double stick tape before. And when I stood it upright, the gravity of everything that was kind of weighted on it made it peel off. So I do use some hot glue to put this background paper on so that that doesn't happen. But I do it like in the center, so if there's any bumps or anything, it won't matter because that tag is going to cover the center, and so you wouldn't see any bumps. I should have taped it down, put the tape down first before the hot glue, but then I was putting the hot glue down, I was like, oh, I should have taped it. So, because hot glue dries so fast, that's so tape first, then hot glue.
But I won't let you know, and I know how it goes. It's supposed to feel incredible. It's too bad you had to leave. Please come back now, baby, where were we? Said you changed, and a lot. Got the memory still popping up. Show me your heart, show you mine. You go first, I will whine. You're my soul, my heart, my beautiful. You're my first, my last, my wonderful. And I just can't seem to get enough. It's because I love you most of all.
As I was looking for ribbon to add to the tag, I found this really pretty rose-like looking ribbon that I'm going to add around as a border. But I just picked this plain red ribbon here. Actually, it's black on the other side, and I'm just gluing it to the top of the tag here. And the reason I only put the 3D tape on one side is because the other side has the toothpick. So that is going to be the raised edge there, and then the double 3D foam tape will keep it all so that it is, you know, even. That's the word. Okay, so then I just glued this down, and I was very meticulous. I put a little dab of hot glue under each rose looking. I don't even think it's roses, but they look like roses to me. So, and then I just go all the way around. So again, I was very meticulous. And I can't tell you where I got this ribbon because I don't know. These are all Dollar Tree ribbons, though, right here. I just cut 2 strips of each pattern, and then I dovetailed the edges, and then I'm just crisscrossing it. And what you see there underneath is just a piece of twine so that I can tie it all together. And then I will glue this down, and I add that little wood heart that's from Dollar Tree to the center. And then lastly, I just take some red glitter stickles and just kind of jazz up that tag a little bit. You can find that again in the stamp scrapbook section. Those are always fun to have on hand in, you know, different various colors.
Thoughts are flying from my head. Let's kiss them away and stay in my bed. Just to know that you are mine. I'm floating on air, and I wanna let it show.
For this first project, I grabbed a book from Dollar Tree, just a hardback book, one of their Valentine cards. This piece of cardstock I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and just some of these wood letters that I picked up from Amazon, and I will link those below. So first I'm just going to take the jacket off of the book, and I will use it as measurement for my piece of scrapbook paper. Now the piece of paper doesn't fit all the way around the back, so you can use the scrap piece to add or just leave it as it is. I kind of like the look of the black stripe in the back, but no one will see it, so I'm just going to leave it that way. And then I'm just going to adhere this on, and you can use regular glue, Mod Podge. I'm just going to use my Scrapbook tape runner. I really like this for when I'm adhering any kind of paper. It's just basically double stick tape, and it works so good and it's so easy to use. I'm going to use this Valentine's card and I'm going to go ahead and cut it apart. I want to use the front of the card on the front of this book, but there's also other great elements that are going to be left over on this card, and so I'm going to cut those out for another project down the road. And one of those is I just like the Happy Valentine's word in cursive. I'll cut that out and I can make it like a tag on another project. And then I thought the little scroll doodle across the top and bottom was also cute. And so I'm just going to cut this up and use pieces, like I said, for another project. The letters that I chose are our story. So I just thought this would be cute. It will say our love story, and as you see, it's a book, so I just thought it all worked together. So painting them was going to be a little messy because they're so small. And I picked up these 5 paint markers from Target. This is actually in their craft section right now in their Valentine's. Not in the dollar spot, but back in their little craft section. And they worked awesome. So I'm just going to use the red one here, and I'm just going to color right over the wood letters. And like I said, it just works so good and it's not messy and it looks really clean. And once I have all the letters painted, I will go ahead and adhere them down. So I'll just use my tape runner again to adhere this card down, and then I'll just use some Elmer's glue to put the wood letters down. I just want to add a little extra pizzazz here, and so I'm going to add this ribbon that I picked up from Dollar Tree, as well as this other ribbon that I picked up, I believe, from Joann's at Halloween, but it was black and white, so I've kept it in my everyday stash because black and white is timeless. So I'm just going to grab those together, and then I'll just tie them in a knot, and I just really think that finishes this book off. This is one of those projects that I didn't necessarily know where it was going to lead, and I just love how it turned out. It just is such a cute addition to my Valentine decor, just something different. We all do those book stacks, which I think are super cute, and I do have them, but this is just something different. I'm going to take one of these unfinished wood hearts from Dollar Tree, and I cut out a piece of scrapbook paper from my stash. It's this gold stripe paper, and I will just adhere that down with some double stick tape. I prefer that over Mod Podge because you can just get it on there a lot flatter and it stays really well. So, little scrapbooking paper technique. I got it off just a hair, but alright, so then I'm going to take one of these red doily hearts from, I do believe I got it at Target. And then this white scalloped heart was in my scrapbook stash, but you could cut one out on your Cricut if you like something similar. I also picked up these gold rub-ons from Dollar Tree, and I cut out one of the words, or two of the words there that said "We Love." And then look how cute these little toothpick sticks are from Dollar Tree. I didn't know what I was going to do with them when I bought them, but I knew I wanted them for something. I think you could like cut the little hearts off and have these little wood beads. That would be really cute too. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and rub on these words. I love Dollar Tree rub-ons. They're really good quality. And it's, it's a nice like gold foil look. Once I get that down onto this heart, I'm going to go ahead and take that ribbon that you see off to the side, which is also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to tie a simple bow around the side of the heart. And then I'm going to take those little toothpicks and feed those into the center of this ribbon. Now, just so that I get it nice and secure, I go ahead and use just a little bit of glue so that my bow is in place nicely. But what I should have done is stick the toothpicks down first, because then they were kind of going into the glue, which isn't a huge deal, I mean, but you should probably stick those in and then glue it down. Okay, again, I'm just going to use my double stick tape, put this down. You see I put it, I'm putting these things in not in a circle order, which you can if you like, placing things right on top of each other, but I like having them off center. Super, super simple project so far. As you see, I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue to keep those toothpicks in place where I want them. And that's it for this sign. You can put a hanger on it if you like, but this is how it turned out. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these little bamboo cutting boards from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cover it in some brown paint. Super easy. And I'm using my Foam Daddy from Dixie Belle. I really like this brush because I can actually use it over and over, unlike the Dollar Tree ones. Okay, once that's dry, I'm going to use the Crackle Medium, also from Dixie Belle, and you're just going to put a coat on that, and then again, let it dry. And then once that's dry, it's going to have this like clear look to it, and you're going to see it's crackled already. So then when you put your paint over it, it has that cool crackle effect. And then once that's dry, again, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and use cotton Dixie Belle chalk paint in cotton over the top. See, you can see that crackle look there. Now it says not to back brush it, so you're just supposed to go in one direction, but like it wasn't covering always in one direction, so I did kind of have to back brush a little bit, but it still worked.
But I know how it goes. It's supposed to feel incredible. We have changed, but not that much.
And this is what it looks like when it's dry. So we're just going to make this like a love letter envelope. It's a very simple DIY. It's really because I like having things that are a little bit plainer to go along with my more decorative decor pieces, because otherwise it gets too busy. So I'm just kind of trying to find the center, but I don't want it to be centered top to bottom, just centered left to right. And so then I'm just going to take my Posca marker here in a brown color, and I'm just outlining the whole rectangle there. And like I said, so I am doing it center point from left to right, but I'm gonna have it go a little farther down the center for this little triangle piece. So I'm just copying that envelope up there is just so I can copy it and like go, oh yeah, that's how the envelope should look. And then I just add a wood heart to the center, and that's it for this project. Looking back, I wish I would have painted the edges white, but I didn't. I don't know why. So this is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. The first one was too big. The second one was too small, but then the third one was just right. So this one from Dollar Tree, but it wasn't colored. So again, I just took one of my Posca markers and colored it pink and then glued it to the center.
Guess our memories are catching up. You're my soul, my heart, my beautiful. You're my first, my last, my wonderful.
For this project, I'm going to use some more of those grapevine hearts, one of these little crates, some wooden dowels from Dollar Tree, and then I will also use some of the antique wax from Waverly, which is my favorite. I don't want to deal with stain, and so I'll use that. I'm going to need a little one of these foams, as well as some grass to put inside my little wooden box. This love chipboard is again from my stash, trying to use up some stuff, but here you can see you can use one of these metal letters from Dollar Tree. You can use some stickers. There's all sorts of options. So as you can see, this antique wax is so easy to put on, and it lasts forever because you just really don't have to put much on. And when I cut my floral foam, I leave the plastic on it. It just helps keep things cleaner. But then I felt like it was too high, and so then I had to cut it down, and then the plastic came off. But if you don't have to do that, it's kind of nice. It keeps, you know, the foam from going everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to attach the dowels to the grapevine wreaths, and I just use like a lot of hot glue. And you're gonna think, oh, it's a little messy, but don't worry, I find a way to cover that later on here. But once I put this on, I realized that the stick is gonna, you know, kind of fall and make it, you know, like pop off. So what I do is I just grab this box of pins that I had nearby to balance that stick on so that it can be straight. And then once I glue this on, now I'm going to add some more hot glue over the top just to give it that extra adhering. Like I said, I'm going to finish the backs here. I'm going to add a little more glue, and then I'm just going to take some of this Spanish moss and put it over that. And this way it'll look good from both sides as well. And I just trim it down so it's not too crazy. And I just think that worked out really nice. It looks nice. And then I'm just going to start putting them into my foam box there, and I'll make them different sizes so that they, you know, look good together. glue down the foam here, and then I will glue some more on top of the foam and add the Spanish moss, and that, oh, nope, I was going to say it's complete, but then I do add a little bit of, a little bow to each of the hearts. A couple years ago, I found these little signs at Dollar Tree with the wood bead tops there, and I think I bought like 6 of them, and I'm finally on the last one because I thought they were so cute to make over. So I just cut out a square piece of scrapbook paper that I will glue down there for the background. Again, this is going to be a super easy project. But those ornaments from Dollar Tree, they have them at Christmas too. They are so good. I can't believe you can get 2 of them for $1.25 because those are like $5 each at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and they're so cute. So they had ice cream, cupcakes, they had gnomes, and I think maybe it was suckers was the other one. But they're so cute. Now these ones have like a place to write on them, so I was like, what am I gonna do here? So I'm gonna use the one cupcake and one ice cream, and I'm gonna put them down here on the sign. And so what I decide to write, and I just use a fine tip black Sharpie. Also, I pull the ornament hook off. They come out pretty easy with some pliers. I decide to write sweetheart with on those 2 spaces because I gotta write something, and that's it, and glue them down. But these ornaments, they need to be displayed, and I don't really have a Valentine's tree, although next year when I move, I do plan, if I can, to keep a tree up year round and decorate it for each holiday. I think that is such a fun thing to do. So if I have the space, like if I have a dining room or something, I'm totally going to do that. And then I would use these as actual ornaments. But anyhow, that's it for this project. I mean, you could paint the beads if you wanted. I think they would look cute in red and pink too, but I just left them plain. Okay, so I'm going to use this like a hard flat canvas from Dollar Tree, and then these rub-ons from Dixie Belle. I'm a big fan of rub-ons. It looks like ink. It looks like I printed it onto this canvas. So particular, I probably should have showed you how they come, but they come with 4 of these sheets. And each sheet has a different design, so you get a lot for your money. And so rub-ons are so easy to apply. I mean, you could use your fingernails. I mean, I wouldn't because it's a big spot, but it comes with this little stick. But you can use like a popsicle stick or, whatever you have to rub. You could use your like Cricut spatula too. But anyhow, you just rub it on. So easy. It transfers really quick and easy. I'm pretty thorough. And then pull it back slightly, because if you missed a spot, which is easy to do if you have a big image like this, you just lay it back down and rub again, and that's it. So I just make this go all the way. So the reason I chose this particular rub on is it had that kind of postcard that at the bottom, and I was thinking love letter, because when I think of postcard, I either think of going on a trip or like when someone was off to war and they would send a love letter back in the day. And then the top part has like angels, cherubs. Cherubs make me think of a Valentine's, like Cupid. So that's why I went with this. Then I thought, well, gosh, what am I gonna embellish this with? Because it's just so beautiful on its own. And so I took one of the silver Valentine words from Dollar Tree, as well as one of the galvanized hearts. I popped it off one of their signs, and I add it to this. It's so simple, but I didn't want to overdo it. And since it kind of had that vintagey vibe, I didn't want to add ribbon or anything like that. So I kept it very simple. And see, as you can see here, it's so beautiful. Doesn't that just look like a print? And I'm using this super sticky tape from Dollar Tree on the back. It works really well because hot glue and metal just, I never get along. So this tape worked really well. And that's it. Again, hardly a DIY, but I think it made a beautiful sign.
Can't seem to get enough. It's because I love you most of all.
For this project, I am taking 2 of the candy cane wreath frames and flipping one around to make a big heart. If you've seen my last 2 videos, you've seen that I'm really trying to use up some Christmas craft items. As per usual, I way overbought supplies. I just never know exactly what I want to make or how much time I'm going to have. And when I bought these, I thought to myself, if I don't get to it, I can at least make a heart out of it. And Dollar Tree does carry a heart wreath form, so if you don't have these on hand, no worries, you can still use their wreath form. This one is just is bigger and just has a little bit different, more of a long heart shape than a fat heart shape, but really it doesn't matter. Again, I'm just really trying to use supplies that I have on hand and not buy so much. I feel like a lot of crafters are really going to try to do this in 2021. And as you see here, again, I'm using the garland also from Christmas time. And I'm just going to wrap it around. And I'm going to really wrap it around this middle part really well so that I know that these 2 frames are coming together securely. So if you're using their heart frame, you're not going to need to do this little extra step. And again, if you don't have this from Christmas, don't worry. You could wrap this in ribbon and some burlap. There's definitely some different things you could wrap it in to make this wreath. But this is just what I had on hand, and I'm really, like I said, trying to use up supplies that I have. And this just worked perfectly. So I'm just going to wrap it around this whole thing, and then I will decorate the wreath. And this is what the heart will look like after it has been covered with the garland. Okay, and now I'm going to take some of these heart wood ornaments from Dollar Tree, as well as this buffalo check fabric, also from Dollar Tree. I was very excited to find this. It's in the Crafter Square. And I'm going to cover the hearts with this, but I'm not just going to cover them. I'm also going to add a little bit of stuffing down as well. So they're going to be like a padded heart. So I'll glue that little padding on, and then I'll just wrap the fabric around the heart. And I just kind of take my time folding it around the sides, and I will do that for each heart. You could also use these fabric hearts from Dollar General. They would work just as well. Now I'm going to add this greenery to my wreath. I picked these up off Facebook Marketplace. Someone used them in their wedding apparently, and I grabbed a huge lot of them for super cheap. Facebook Marketplace is like my favorite. I find the best deals there. So make sure you're checking that out. So I'm just going to rip these apart till they're a little bit thinner, and then I'm just going to place them around my wreath. And because they're wiry and my garland's wiry, I don't even have to glue them. I can just kind of bend them into place to keep them secure. This super cute sign is from Dollar Tree. Sometimes I make these signs over, and sometimes they're great on their own. And this is one of those times where I actually like the sign just as it was. So I decided to add it to this wreath. And the easiest way to do that is actually just to adhere on some more of that garland. Because it's wiry, I can just glue it right to it and then use it to tie around the garland, around the wreath. And now I'm just going to kind of play around with the elements that I have left over. These are the hearts that I made with the fabric, and I'm just going to use some ribbons and other things just to kind of finish this off. I actually have these red buffalo check ribbons left over from Christmas from Dollar General. They were already made, and I just thought they looked great. That fabric that I used on the, ribbon I used on the very first project that I just love with that burlap and buffalo check. I'm just going to make some little tiny ribbons just by using a loop and then tying it in the center. And I'll just add those to the wreath, and then I decide, like again, I love those little wood hearts from Dollar Tree, and I'll add some of those to the sign, and then it's done. I just like the simplicity of the sign. I didn't want to totally overdo it, and I think it just turned out great. These wood bead hearts from Dollar Tree are just too cute. They also come in just neutral, but it's kind of hard to think of like, what can I do with these? Well, I still had two of those ornaments left from that project you see up in the top left there. So I grabbed the other two, and on this time I wrote Happy Valentine's, and I'm just looping one over the other so that they hang uh, kind of vertically from each other, and then I tie it to the top of this little, I don't know if you would call it a wreath. It's not really a wreath, like beaded hanging beaded heart. And then I have this ribbon from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to hot glue it around the top here, and this is going to be how we hang it. And then I will tie it in a knot towards the top. And then when at that top part, that top portion, where the knot is, that's where it's going to hang, wherever you want to hang it. I'm going to also make a little bow to tie over that. And it just gives us a little cutesy vibe to it. You could leave it like this. You could put the bow at the center of the heart where the ribbon started, but I felt like I might lose the heart shape by doing that. So I'm doing one of my simple ribbons as well, where you just glue one edge to the other, and this makes your loopy bow part. And then I cut another piece for the tails, and then you just take a pipe cleaner and attach them together. There's no tying involved, nothing too crazy here. This again is a super simple project, but it's so whimsical, I think is the word I want to use. Just cutesy and whimsical. I think that's what I love about Valentine's Day, is it's one of the more cutesy holidays, because I'm an eclectic person. I love chic, modern, and then I like some farmhousey stuff, and then I like neutral. I love neutral. I don't know why, but then sometimes I love color and cuteness. And so I feel like really for uh Valentine's, and then I think St. Patrick's Day, I love the cuteness of leprechauns and rainbows. So, and then also I kind of make a little loop there with what's left over of the pipe cleaner, and that's what you're going to use to hang on the wall or your door. And then lastly, just one of these glittery wood hearts from Dollar Tree to add to the center of the bow, and that makes this project complete.
We have changed, but not that much.
I find doing these round signs from Cricut, they're fun to do, and they're kind of a good practice for me and layering, and I did make a mistake, but you know what? That's okay. I'm learning. I'm not an expert in everything. Okay, so one of the things I did is there was 3 different color hearts there, so I made them all go on one mat. That way I'm not running my mat through because this one had 7 layers. Okay, so this is the first layer, and by the way, I just painted the back of one of the Dollar Tree wood signs with white chalk paint. And then this one I didn't put the masking, the transfer tape over it because it was just like a big sticker. It just seemed pointless. So I did it this way and it worked just fine. However, these little pink hearts are the ones that I did not put down correctly. I'm not sure what I did wrong because they seemed like they went, I don't know. But you know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. But I'd start with the bigger hearts first if you were to do this particular one. And this is just something in Cricut Design Space. So I just picked it out of their library. And you measure your circle, which this one was like a little under 11, I believe. And so then I just made my image also 11. And I had all these like different uh, vinyls in my stash. I get like the multi-packs I on Amazon so that I have all sorts of different colors, but I had won some in a raffle and then I had bought some and so anyhow, I had a bunch of different fun pinks and reds, so I just add them here. But you can see those little pink ones, I didn't line them up right, so they're kind of behind the other ones. Now, had I known, I could have kind of cut them apart and just laid them down like each one was a sticker, and that would have solved the problem. But, you know, it is what it is. They're just cute little hearts everywhere. And then I add that Hello Valentine to the side. So these are just really easy. You see, those ones didn't quite fit right either. That's okay. That's all right. There's all these cute, fun, different heart colors. So like I said, I had to paint it white because this side was white and I didn't want it to be neutral. It is actually like a pumpkin sign on the back, but this was just the wood one I had in my stash. But they sell the plain wood circles. I just had this one. And I was like, I'm going to just use it because I have it. And then I was like, okay, well, this needs a little something more to it. And I can't really add a bow to it because it would hide the words and stuff. So I grabbed some ribbon from Dollar Tree and I cut little like rectangles and then I dovetailed one side, so just like that. And now I'm just going to glue them around the back just like that, and it's going to give it just kind of a fun border around it. And then now you have a cute sign. So see, it was a pumpkin sign, but that's what I had. So put these all the way around and then this project's done. You could add a little hanger to the back, or I like to use like command strips too when I'm hanging things. So that's it for this project. Another easy, fun project to make.
Get some memories are catching up.
This Valentine envelope from Dollar Tree is cute all on its own, but I wanted to step it up, really give it more of my style to it. I tried to pop the front off. It would have made this so much easier, but I was afraid I was going to break it, so we're just going to work with what we have. So going into my paper stash, I had this kit again. I think it's from like 2008. It doesn't say, but there's a sticker that has like a date on it, and it's like between 2007 and 2010 on the sticker. So I think this is a hecka old, but again, you can find these types of kits at Michael's and Joann's. So I just pick this paper here, and as you saw, I traced out the bottom of the envelope, and then I will add that down, and then I find another piece that I like, and I trace that down for the top of the envelope. Get my papers all together, and then I will start embellishing this.
I don't know why you're stressing, but I know that you will find it on time. To be alone is depressing, and you're hurting, I can see it in your eyes. I know you will find your way
I love the look of sewing, but I'm not gonna sew. And so I found these rub-ons that look like stitching. Then I kind of like messed it up a little bit, but then I was like, I kind of like that because let me tell you, if I were to sew this, it would not be straight and it would be funky because I'm not that good at sewing straight. But if you don't have rub-ons or something like this, you just take your white gel pen and you can just draw zigzags or dashes or whatever to make it look like stitching. I like that look. So this is the inside of my envelope. And originally I was going to kind of put just like one note in it, kind of like how the original was, but then I didn't like it. So I make like 3 tags to go inside of it. Okay, so now it's just a matter of gluing everything down. This has become like my favorite glue. I just like that I can, you know, really control where it goes.
You know I see us together, scrolling hand in hand and watch the sun goes down. For you, I would do whatever. I'll pick you up where you feel you're about to drown. Just take this chance and fly away with me. Let's break your chains and give you time to heal. So I wait while you take your time. I wait while you take.
Now for the fun part, embellishing. Oh, this is always my favorite. I just start throwing things down. I'm like, what looks good? So I'm gonna add this ribbon, and then I had that little like rosette ribbon too that I'm gonna add. I don't like how bright red it is, but it's just too cute not to use. And this particular kit came with a bunch of card stock stickers. And I'm just going to start layering them and play around. I always cut my stickers out first so they don't stick down, and then that way I can play around with their movement until I find something I like that works. Now remember, if you want to make something and you don't have the matching stickers, just pop on to Google Images or design your own and then just print them out on cardstock and cut them out. That is another alternative, and then you can get very personalized and very specific. So I'm just going to let you watch while I embellish this envelope.
What are you saying? What game are we playing? I want us to be for real now, real now. So I wait while you take your time. I will wait while you take your time. I will wait while you take your time. I will wait while you take your time. Wait while take your time. Wait while take your time. Wait while take your time. And darling, baby, take your time.
I wanna get to you close, gonna get it right now. I wanna push all the limits with you right now. So what's your feelings? The city's screaming, we're not coming home tonight. We're living quick in this world, gonna get it right now. People talk and tell what you wanna We only need the two of us together. 'Cause we got love. 'Cause we got love. You wanna get to me close? Why don't you do it right now? You know we met for a reason, but you trying to deny that we should be together. It's heavy weather, we're heading for tonight. You better take what you...
And that finishes this off. Just remember, you can use things like buttons and staple ribbons and little clips and clothespins, all sorts of little things to embellish. I really like the way this turned out. Definitely gives this a whole nother look than the way it came. Okay, so now I'm going to make a matching project with this heart stick from Dollar Tree. I went ahead and painted it burgundy. I only painted the outside part of this because I'm going to put this piece of paper down. I did trace it out, but I do want this heart to be smaller. So I'm just going to take my scissors here and cut it a little bit smaller than the original. And it's okay if I don't get it perfectly straight because I'm going to distress the edges. So they're going to be like wonky anyway. So that makes it super easy to cut this shorter. And then I just take my little distress tool. Again, you can just use your scissors. I just happen to have this tool and it is really helpful. And then you can see off to the side, I cut a sticker out. I haven't stuck it down. I have a couple little wood hearts that I painted the same color. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And that little piece you see off to the side is the little triangle piece. I'm going to put a sticker on top of that as kind of my mat. So I could just utilize some scraps. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the sticker down. Now it's going to have sticky on the back. So you have a couple options. Baby powder is one of them. I don't have baby powder, but I'm just going to stick a little piece of paper on the back just so it's not sticky. So here's where I'm kind of matting this sticker, but then I decide I'm going to actually make it a little bit of a tag. So I'm going to give it a little bit longer on the right side there. I'm going to go ahead and distress it as well. And then I'm going to just kind of cut two little triangles off the top sides to make it look like a little tag. And that was easy peasy. Easy way to make a little tag. So here is where I take a little bit of scrap paper and put it on the back of that sticker, just so it doesn't stick to anything. Again, whatever you want to do to kind of get that sticky covered. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and embellish this. I'm going to use some ribbons. I have some black and white ribbon. And then if you get ribbon and it's just not laying the way you want, go ahead and just use a little dab of hot glue so that your tails go the way you want. I'm going to do that on this one because that first ribbon was wired and then this one isn't. So it's kind of floppy. It's not flopping the way I want. So I just use a little piece of hot glue there and make it to how I want. I'm going to use some red and white baker's twine as well, and then that will be how I hang the tag. Off screen, I put a little hole in the tag. You want to make sure you're using a small hole punch, not a regular size one. That's going to be too big. If you have a crocodile, it has a small hole on it, so you can do that as well. I didn't want to really tie it on there. I wanted it to lay really flat. And so what I do is I just thread it there and then I'm just going to hot glue it right into spot. That's the best way. And now I'm just going to add these little red hearts. Again, they're just little wood hearts that I painted the same color. And that completes this project. Now, you could set this in a little flower pot. I'm gonna, you could put it in a vase. If you keep plants in your house, I do, and I like to put a little seasonal like stick in it. So I think this will be really cute for that.
We only need the two of us together. We only need the two of us together. We only need the two of us together. We only need the two.
I feel like I can't do a video without having some scrapbook paper. I took this from a paper pack that was in my stash that I've probably never touched. And I just thought it was so cute and that it would probably fit perfectly inside this house from Dollar Tree. I did order a case of those houses because there's just so many things you can do with them. But I'm happy to say they're back in the stores now again, and so thank you Dollar Tree for continuing to stock these. So I just am trying to trace around the house. At first I got a little bit where the two was not being fitting in there, but I fit it in there as best as I can, and then I cut it out with my cutter. Now there is, I think it's 1/8 of an inch that I need to take into account for putting it inside the house. So I will go ahead and cut that down. And I didn't even need to add glue because it's stuck inside there perfectly, but feel free to glue it in if you'd like. I hope I don't frustrate you by seeing some of these cute prints and maybe you can't find them, but this is just to inspire you because there's so many amazing scrapbook pads out there, especially go to Michael's or Joann's. They're always on sale, I think, and they just have these amazing packs. So just kind of keep your eye out for things that will work like this, but you could totally use a solid paper. There's just so many things you could do. Now this pack I got from Hobby Lobby with these wood hearts. It was $5 retail. Of course I used my coupon, so it was a really good deal. So I'm going to use one of those hearts, and then these are some beads also from Hobby Lobby that I used a coupon on a separate occasion. And I'm just going to make a tag out of it. So I'm going to tie this jute to the wood heart, and then I will add some beads and attach it to the house. Again, I'm getting some use out of some Christmas ribbon, black and white. It works year round. When I see seasonal ribbons on clearance and they look like year-round things, I will definitely pick them up. Like this ribbon, I just think it can work for so many projects. And so, as you can see, it's just a black and white stripe and it's super cute and it works for this project. Now this is one of those things that I will actually keep out year round, even though this is a Valentine video. I am going to put it in my bedroom. I just think it is super cute, and this is kind of the neutral theme that I have for my room. That's the great thing about some Valentine projects is you can really keep them out year round. I'm just going to glue it all down and then this project is done. Okay, so I knew when I bought this styrofoam heart that I was gonna want to cut it in half so that I could put it on a sign and it could have a 3D look. So I just take my blade here and I cut it in half. Now, once I get it cut all the way around, I took my like Cricut spatula and I just kind of worked it way down in there because it's a little bit sharp, and then it just popped in half. And then I'm going to take this scrapbook paper and I'm just going to start tearing it into pieces. So this is what I get after I've torn it all up. And then, now that I have half of a heart, I'm just going to Mod Podge all of this music type paper onto my heart. I also want to mention that when I was cutting the heart in half, it has a seam, so it's super easy just to follow the seam and cut it in half. So it really wasn't a lot of work. And now I have another half that I can do something with for another project. So once I get all of these pieces of scrapbook paper down on the heart, then I'm just going to decorate the heart a little bit and add it to a sign. This is a super simple project, but I think it is very unique and I really like how it turned out. I just want to take a quick moment and invite you over to my Instagram page. My handle over there is $__mom, and over there I share all these projects, sometimes quick tutorials, how I decorate, different cost-effective, budget-friendly items, all sorts of stuff over there on my Instagram page. I sure hope that you will join me. Again, it's $__mom. All right, see you over there. I'd also like to know if you could comment down below, how are you liking these quicker, easy DIYs that go real quick? Or do you like it when I was taking my time a little more and showing you the steps for a little bit longer? Let me know down in the comments below. I've had this round sign in my stash since the Halloween before last, I do believe. It was $3 in the Target dollar spot. And, you know, sometimes I have these signs and I think they're so cute and I save them. I don't know why, but I'm glad I did because I feel like this heart fits perfectly on this circle sign. And I like the neutral look of it, so I didn't have to paint or do anything like that. So you see, I just hot glued it down onto the sign. This lace trim from Dollar Tree is so beautiful. I may have let out a little squeak when I saw it in the store. I just love it. So I'm just going to kind of put it on at a diagonal there. You see these hearts I have. I picked them up at Hobby Lobby. They retail for $4.99. I bought them last year. I don't remember if I bought them on clearance or on sale. But there's a ton of them, so I know I didn't pay full price. I found this little tag that says I'm yours in my sticker stash, and then I'm just going to glue this down. This is my Barely Art Precision glue. I love it. It's linked down below. It's really good for small areas. And then just on the tips there, I do use some hot glue just to make sure it's nice and secure to this heart. Then all I need to do is glue down the little tag as well as the heart, and this project's complete. I love when I don't have to paint. I mean, I did Mod Podge, which is kind of like painting, but everything's neutral. I love the neutralness of this, and that makes this project complete. These thick Valentine conversation hearts from Dollar Tree are super cute. I'm going to make this one over, but I would definitely grab a few and leave as is because they're so cute. I got these little heart like doilies from Target in their craft section, not in their dollar spot, but in their craft section. And I just grabbed this little white one. It fits perfectly. I don't have to do any painting or anything. It's just going to be a cute little makeover. Again, these are some stickers from Dollar Tree. They are all just so cute. So I really wanted to use these stickers. So I thought, what can I make over? Because they're just so darn cute. So this one just says, we go together like, and then it's cookies and milk. And I think they had peanut butter and jelly and ice cream and cookies. They had a bunch of different ones on there and they're so cute. So again, I'm just going to use my Barely Art Precision Glue to get around all those little pieces that are cut out there, that little die cut. And then this project's done. It's It's, I mean, it's super easy little makeover. I just think it's so cute. Again, if you like the conversation heart, grab some of those too and leave as is. This video is actually inspired by this fabric and some vinyl that I found at Dollar Tree. And this sign is also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and paint that with a crimson red from Waverly. And then I went and I cut out some words there with my Cricut. And then I'm going to put some of this fabric on the back of this sign. Again, this cheetah print is really fun, and so I thought, you know what, I am going to do some Valentine DIYs that have cheetah print in them. Don't use it a lot, but I do love it. Of course, it is got some wrinkles in it, so I just take my little Cricut iron here and just iron it out. This is nice to have on hand for that particular reason. I'm going to use my Barely Art Precision glue just so I know that I'm getting it nice and adhered around the little small parts. Once I glue that down, I will go ahead and then use hot glue around the outside just to give it an extra, you know, secure down. And so, again, if you can hear it, my voice, I did not escape the dreaded C word virus. My whole house got it, thankfully pretty mild. And so we're just getting over it, and it has been quite the unfun thing to have to be stuck in our homes again, but at least I have tons of craft supplies. So again, I said earlier that I just cut this out on my Cricut machine, and it says my heart. Well, basically the heart is in the middle there, but it says my and then is wild for you, so it'll say my heart is wild for you. I originally meant to cut this out in black, and then I kind of had a brain fart, so it did it in white, which I think is really bold. So it's up to you if you want to do it in black or white. And that completes this sign.
Follow me out, down to the bay. Forget all the worries. When you're with me, let every wave gently kiss away some of the hardness.
For this project, I wanted to make a very neutral decor item. And so I'm going to start off by using this Dollar Tree heart. I love these hearts they have out this year. And I'm just going to cover it in the Waverly chalk paint in linen. And while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just going to play around with a couple elements here. This is another one of those heart ornaments from Dollar Tree, and I want to make it brown. And so I could have used that Waverly antique wax, but I just went ahead and grabbed one of my little ink pads, and I just cover the heart in that. A little easier, a little less mess. I still can't believe I found these laser cut wood at Dollar Tree. Oh my goodness, they're so good. You see here I have love, and then there's another one that said hugs, and I believe they had family and memories. And so again, I'm just going to play around a little bit with these neutral elements. That little wood heart is also from Dollar Tree in that pack. I use so many of those. I love them. And now that my heart is dry, I am going to take some of that antique wax and I'm going to dry brush it around the sides. Now again, I could have used the ink pad to do the same thing, but my ink pad kind of fell apart. And so I will do it this way. now I'm just going to start adding my elements to the heart. I always like things to be off center, usually on the left side. I don't know why, but that's, I think, because you read from left to right. So there's something to me visually that I like things on the left. But I don't love the brown heart. I kind of would have changed it or maybe just left the heart. But now I'm just gonna find some ribbon in my stash, and I found this ribbon at a Hobby Lobby. For this project, I'm going to use one of these images from this calendar. You all saw the amazing calendar that Dollar Tree put out this year. Well, the designer that made that made another calendar on her own. It's a nice high quality calendar, and she sells it on her Etsy, and I had to have it. It's so good. It is definitely not $1, but to me, I bet the images are about $1 a piece, and to me, that's a great deal. So I took this 12 by 12, actually I think it's 13 by 13 canvas frame. I have a bunch of these. I buy them when they're on a really good sale at Michael's. My girls love to paint, and this one, my daughter, my little one, tried to make a candy cane. She got frustrated and gave up on it. And so, perfect for me because all I needed was the frame. So I cut the canvas here as you see, and then I'm just going to pull it off of the frame and pull it from the staples, and this will give me a perfect frame for my calendar piece. So my 12 by 12 image here is just a little small for the frame, which is fine because I was gonna back it anyway. So I'm gonna use some of this Dollar Tree black foam core board, and I will attach it to this, and then I'll give it just the tiniest bit of black border, which again was gonna blend in great because I'm going to use black chalk paint to paint the frame. You guys, I have to laugh. I don't know why all of a sudden my big old hair and everything keeps getting in the frame. I didn't change anything about my setup, but whatever, it is what it is. You get to see my mess of a mane. Anyhow, I got this ribbon at Michael's last year for Christmas, and it was my favorite ribbon all year long, and I was so hoping it would come back this Christmas, and it did. So I bought 2 rolls of it. I just love it. It's very farmhouse, and it's not over the top. It's very subtle. So I'm just gonna glue it into 2 loops. I know a lot of you have given me some suggestions on bows. This is just how I prefer to do it because then I know it sticks. You don't have to glue it. There is a way just to kind of tie it, but this is just the way I feel the most comfortable, and it makes it the most sturdy. So I'm just going to make one of my loops a little smaller than the other, and then I'll layer them on top of each other, and that will make the 2 loops of my bow. And then I'll just cut some more ribbon there to make my tails, and then I will tie it all together. I could definitely leave the bow just like this, but I just want to really snazz it up. So I'm gonna use some of this rickrack. Do you guys remember that rickrack? I don't know if it's got a new name nowadays, but that's what it was called when I was a kid. And I'm just gonna cut two pieces here and cross it. I'm gonna use some of this more clear bow. Oh, I forget what this kind of ribbon is called. And then I like the naturalness of this heart. I'm not going to change it. I love these wood hearts from Dollar Tree. I use them on every project, I think. But I just wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to jazz up this bow. And so I'm just going to add a few little extra elements to it. And then add it to this sign and it's all complete. I'm just so in love with this print. I will link her down below. I think by now the calendar may have sold out, but yeah, get on her list in case she makes other prints because they're so good. I was going to use these red wood roses from Dollar Tree at Christmas and I never did, and I'm glad I didn't because I think they really are going to make this project awesome. So taking this wood heart from Dollar Tree as well and this little pearly ribbon, again all these supplies are from Dollar Tree. I covered the heart in antique wax by Waverly, which I think makes these look really high end. And then I'm just going to hot glue these wood roses all the way up the right side of this heart. Again, these are just gorgeous. I found them in just the regular like floral section where they have ribbon and the wreath forms and all that. And I had to use 3 packs. But I really think that this is going to look very high end. I'm very excited with how this turned out.
I wanna get too close, gonna get it right now. I wanna push all the limits with you right now. So what's your feelings? The city's screaming, we're not coming.
Okay, now I'm going to use this pearl strands. I go ahead and I fold it in half because I want it kind of to flow around. This comes in pink, red, maybe it was a light pink and a hot pink. I can't remember. But I love this. It's 6 feet long. When it's all the way strung out. So I have it folded in half. So then just where the big pearls are is where I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue. You're not going to see it. And then I'm just going to wrap this around the other side of this heart.
We're living quick in this world, gonna get it right now. People talk and tell what you wanna hear now, but they all disappeared. They will let you.
Okay, and then I just glue down that cherish word, also from Dollar Tree. Kind of wish they would get some more words in. These are the ones from like 2 years ago. They're still having the same words. And then I'm taking some of the pearls there, also from Dollar Tree, and I'm dropping them down into the centers of these flowers. I mean, I thank my daughter for this idea. And this is how it turned out. Here's some other options. There's the Be Mine as well. And or you could just paint one of the words red. I kind of actually like that, but I also like the regular color. So this is the completed project. I really love it. You could turn it into a hanger or put it in a plate stand.
So we better stick together. Let's come whatever. We're not coming home tonight. We're living quick in this world, gonna get it right now.
This heart tin is from Dollar Tree. Now you could decorate it either way. You could use the flat side here, like this, or flip it over. I'm going to flip it over. I just like the idea of it kind of almost being like a little shadow box. I just traced the heart on some red paper, and then I just cut it down a little less, a little more, so that the heart would be smaller. And these stickers are also from Dollar Tree. They're so cute. It was hard to even pick which ones to put down, but I liked the little lovebirds. And then I added the little sticker here, the story of us. And then just to give it a little bit extra, I'm going to take my white gel pen that I got off Amazon, which I'll link below. It's my absolute favorite. And I'm just going to do little faux stitching all around the heart. Once I get that done, I'm just going to use regular old glue and glue this down inside of the tin. Now it was really cute. My 7-year-old is really off to the side right now while I'm making this, and she was giving me her opinions. She really liked it. So we were kind of deciding what should we do to accent it a little bit further. So we kind of played around with some of the little pom-poms that are also from Dollar Tree. The little pom-pom garland here. And you could totally put that around. You see how cute that is? I probably would have gone with that, but then I also tried this cute little, it kind of looks like roses, but it's not. It's just a little ribbon that was in my stash. And so Sloan, my 7-year-old, this was her vote. So I showed you both ways of what you could do. I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought the little pom-poms would have been, you know, more little girl style, but so we went with her idea. And so then I'm just going to glue that all the way around. Now because it's metal, I know that sometimes it pops off if it's hot glue, but I did want some immediate hold. So I basically used my hot glue about every third or fourth little, and they're not actual roses, but they kind of look like it. And then I just used my regular glue here for the rest of it. So that way I know that if any of the hot glue parts pop off, the rest of it is glued down with just the regular glue. And then you also saw me, I cut off the little twine hanger there. And that's because I just didn't feel like it went with this project. So I just took a little piece of hot pink ribbon. I tied a knot twice there, so it'd be nice and thick knot. And then I just feed it up through the hole where the last little hanger was. And then this project's done. It's just such a sweet little project. I love the metal stuff. And there you go. Sometimes for a holiday, I buy way in advance. When I saw this globe here for graduation, I knew I was going to use it for Valentine's. So what I went ahead and I ripped off all the paper, I sanded it down, and then I used Rust-Oleum chalk paint to paint the whole thing. Now I'm going to take my black Sharpie and my gold Sharpie, and I'm just going to draw around where... As well, there you go. You can see it. Leave my white little globe there white. I went on my Cricut and this was already in their design space, and I'm just adding it down to the sign, and that's it. Obviously a very quick project. Again, I knew I wanted to say something like "You're my world" or something for Valentine's, so I picked it up way back then. And this is something you really could put maybe a little different saying about "You're my world" for everyday decor. And that's it for this project. Okay, and so I had these beads on hand, the black ones and the little tiny brown ones. So I went ahead and took some of the regular wood beads and I dyed them red. I do them there in the bowl Okay, so here's a tag I had used at Christmas. I flipped it over. Don't ask me why I didn't paint both sides. Again, having brain farts. So anyhow, I just painted it red right there. And I cut out a heart with the fabric from Dollar Tree. And then I'm just kind of pulling around the edges just to give it kind of a little rugged, frayed look. And then this Be Mine also from Dollar Tree. I didn't feel like I needed to paint it. It matched perfect. So just glue down this heart, and then I will add the Be Mine to the top. Of course, what I didn't show is me beading onto the twine. I think we all know how to bead some beads on. If you didn't see how if you didn't catch there how I dyed the red beads, I'm gonna link a video here above so that you can go see how I do my bead dyeing. I just use some paint and some water, and I just roll it around in a bowl, and it makes a quick and easy way to paint the beads. Again, I'm just gonna loop these right onto the tag. I feed the tail back into the bead, and then I tie a knot, and then that's it. That's how I make my tag. I do, of course, need to go back now and paint the back of the tag. I just had to laugh when I was editing this. I thought, what the heck? I painted one side and not the other. Yeah, it's been a little doozy on my brain lately, so I think you can understand. We have a lot of things going on in our family. I will actually kind of link some of that information down below. But again, this is how the tag turned out. I think it's super cute. My vignette isn't complete without a garland, so I grabbed some of these pieces. I don't end up using the big hearts. So I take the little brown hearts there from Dollar Tree, and then of course the wood ones are from that Hobby Lobby pack that I used earlier, and I just kind of make a pattern with them. Then I'm going to take one of these big beads, these unfinished beads, they are linked below, and I'm going to put one in between each heart. That's it. I just put them on some twine and easy peasy garland. I also loved these stakes from Dollar Tree. How adorable is this girl and boy gnome? Just a pop off the stake again. I love these ones. These ones don't do well in my yard, just FYI, because they're cardboard, and if it rains, yeah, they don't work. The other ones, the metal ones, great, stand up really well. And then I have this sign that I got from Joann's on clearance at Christmas time. And what I don't like about these signs, I got a couple of them, is that when you peel the tag off, which I don't know why it has to be on the front, but you can see there on the right, all this like gross wet residue is there. And so that was a bummer. So anyhow, I went to my Cricut and I cut this out. Cupid is my Gnome, and I will put the font up at the end of this project so you can see which two fonts I used, and just put it down in the middle here. And then I just glue down my gnomes. It's super easy sign, and this is pretty big. I think you can tell by the size of my hands and the size of the gnomes, although I do have child size hands. But anyhow, this is a nice big sign, and it looked so cute over my window, and then it fell down because I used command strips, and I swear by command strips. I have like the heaviest things on command strips, but I don't know, for whatever reason, the batch I had didn't work or whatever, so I had to put it up on my shelf. But I'm so in love with this one. I mean, come on. And look how easy it is. So if you don't have this sign, obviously, from, Joann's, you can use the long signs from Dollar Tree. You could put two of them together if you need. In Cricut Design Space, I chose this image Wild at Heart. It has 3 parts. And I put it all on one mat to make it an easy cut. So I just made sure that each corner had its own vinyl. And once that's cut out, this is what I get. I have black, white, and then the cheetah print. I thought I showed the cheetah print roll, but the cheetah print vinyl is from Dollar Tree. Then I picked up this heart from the thrift store. You can see it was originally from Michael's, but I got it for 99 cents. Of course, Dollar Tree does have wood hearts, so you could easily recreate this. So I go ahead and I put down the black layer first, and then I layer the white on top, and then again I finish it off with the cheetah print vinyl, which again I said I got at Dollar Tree. I had this Dollar Tree sign here in my stash. I'm sure you could find one already red, but I went ahead and I painted the outside and that circle red. It's Waverly Crimson. And then I just cut a piece of scrapbook paper. I thought, holy moly, this paper is perfect. You can kind of see the background of the stickers there have kind of that pink and light pink stripe. So lucky score there. So I just glue that down inside. I'm going to put a cute sticker on that center circle there and then glue that down. That's it. I just was so in love with these stickers, as you saw in the previous project, and I just thought I want to make another cute little thing. I've made over these signs so many times, probably for every holiday. I love how the little circle center pops up, and it's super easy makeover, and that's it. Like I said, super easy. I knew when I saw this Kisses sign that was a stake at Dollar Tree that I was going to have to make a sign out of it. And honestly, it looks cute on its own. You could just set it within your decor, but I am going to make it into a sign. So using this tag sign also from Dollar Tree, I go ahead and I peel that paper off, and then I'm just going to Mod Podge some scrapbook paper to it. I found this fun metallic lips paper in my stash. It's super old, and so anything can do. You can use a gift bag, because you know they have like really cute foil gift bags at Dollar Tree. That would be a really cute background. You can use wrapping paper, you can paint it, other scrapbook paper. This is just one I had in my stash that I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna look good. Of course, these tags are a little bit taller than 12 inches, and scrapbook paper is 12 by 12. But I actually thought the faux leather from Dollar Tree would look really cool across the top as well. So I just go ahead and I cut that out to size, and I just glue that on as well. And I feel kind of silly for not just cutting the little twine piece there to hang it. It would have made my life much easier, but I sometimes just like to do things the hard way. So I would untie that and then put it back in after. And in fact, I probably put a different ribbon because like the twine doesn't really go. Like something fun and bright, or even just black would have been neat. But I was just trying to use what was already there. So again, I'm just Mod Podging down the faux leather, and then I will trim it to size. And then it's just a matter of gluing that envelope with the hearts coming out of it onto the sign, and that's done. I loved that stake so much, and I kind of wish I would have bought two and then actually used it as a stake in my yard, because it's so cute. So when I go back to Dollar Tree, if they have one, I am definitely going to buy another one. In fact, let me find the picture I took, because there's some other stakes too that are really, really cute. And then to glue on the metal piece, I do use E6000. I don't recommend hot glue. It doesn't work great with metal. And I happen to have black E6000 that I bought on accident. And so that's what I ended up using.
Saw you there by the counter, looking flash. Thought I'd walk up to you. I was out with my buddies, talking trash with nothing to do. I got up from the table, adrenaline, started walking to you. If ever I would be able to feel your skin and be close to you, I could levitate, figure in my head. I'll fight to get through to you, and I'll thank you and want me to. I'll try to survive, just acting cool, make you swoon, yeah.
I'm loving these bead wreaths from Dollar Tree. Pretty excited that it came in a heart shape. I'm going to use these supplies all from Dollar Tree except for that ribbon. It is Christmas ribbon from Michael's. I like to pick up ribbons that will work for more than one season. So I go back and forth. Do I want to use that little kiss me? Do I want to use the be mine? But I'm going to go ahead and I painted this little heart with red, and I go back and forth. I do like the Kiss Me unpainted because it looks just like the beads. So taking my Barely Art precision glue, I'm going to go ahead and glue that down to the red heart. Again, that heart is from Dollar Tree. It's the wood ornaments that I painted red. And then I will glue that down to the grapevine heart there. And I'm just going to make this a little hanger. It's going to hang from the heart there. It has a little like hole where the heart connects, and so it makes it perfect and easy to go ahead and just tie this so it will hang. Then I just add another hanger so I can hang this on the wall and add the bow, and then this project is complete.
We only need the two of us together, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. You wanna get to me close, why don't you do it right now?
Okay, this little love wood piece is from Dollar Tree. It came in a little kit that you could add little sequins and whatnot to, but I just took the piece of wood out, and as you can see, I painted the heart and the V with the red crimson from Waverly, and then I'm going to use some more of this Cheetah vinyl, and what I'm going to do is just trace around it just like I would with like scrapbook paper, and then just stick it down like a sticker. It's actually really easy to cut. And this is something you can do without having a Cricut machine. I keep calling this cheetah print. I think you can also call it leopard print. I am not 100% sure what the difference between the two are, both in the cat family. So cheetah or leopard, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and then cut this out in the E as well as the L. And it's super easy. You can see how I just traced it, cut it out, and because it's a sticker, I stick it down. So really, really easy way to use vinyl. I like to, you can cut all sorts of shapes. You can cover the background of something. You get a lot of the vinyl. It goes a long way. Okay, so once I get the L and the E, I'm going to go and transfer this over to a tag, another tag. Okay, so I picked up this tag from Dollar General. It's normally $1, but I picked this up actually after Valentine's Day, and it was only 25 cents, so I grabbed a few. Super cute on its own, as you can see, but I got extras. So I just painted it with black chalk paint, and then I glue this down, and I have another cute tag. I grabbed 5 of these Valentine trees from Dollar Tree. They were a lot smaller than I thought. So they are smaller than the Christmas ones or the Halloween ones. So I was like, oof, they are sparse. So what I had planned for this, I mean, it still worked out, but it wasn't quite as big and fluffy as I'd hoped. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this flat, and I'm going to, as you see here, just pull the branches, and I'm going to make a wreath, like a swag type wreath, and I'm going to take, like I said, 5 of these and put them together and make a swag. I made one of these, I think 2 years ago on Halloween, a Halloween one, and I loved it. So I thought I would do kind of a different take on a Valentine one. So again, you're going to take these, all 5 of them. I won't make you watch me do all 5. And then you're going to twist off that white part at the end. You don't need that. Toss it away or hold on to it with its 3 little stands and use it on another project that you need to make stand. That is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to set 2 of them aside, and then I'm going to take 3 of them and I'm going to crisscross them. And then I'm going to do a close-up here so you can see how I zip tied them together. This works, okay? At first I wasn't sure because this was kind of a new method that I tried, but you basically don't want to pull the zip ties all the way tight until you've laced them all together, and then you're going to pull them tight.
Through to you, and I think you would want me to. I'll try to survive, just acting cool. Make you swoon, yeah, break all the rules, and I'll say goodbye to being shy. I will stand up a warrior. I'll win your heart, create the art of a bigger love.
Girl, I see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there. 'Cause everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. 'Cause everyone keep looking like you. I can't take no more. I miss your touch from your hands and your body. It hurts so much to think of you with someone else. Can't get enough when you're sweet talking to me. Now I'm talking sweet all by myself. Put your arms around me, put your faith in me, put your love on me. What you need from me, need your love on me, put your love on me. I'ma do everything for you. I don't want anyone but you. Put your arms around me, put your faith in me, put your love on me. Can we stop the clock and rewind? Go back to that moment in time when you say you want me for life. Was it all a lie? I gave my all to deserve ya, begging on my knees just to show ya you're the one I want and I love ya. No, 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 no lie. I miss your touch from your hands and your body. It hurts so much to think of you with someone else. Can't get enough when you're sweet talking to me. Now I'm talking sweet all by myself. Put your arms around me, put your faith in me, put your love on me.
Okay, now I'm going to take the 2 layers and start taking the leaves, branches, because they're wired, and I'm just going to start wiring them together. And this is going to do the first layer to the second layer and get it all nice and secure. This makes it really easy since, like I said, they're already wired. And then it's just going to be a matter of decorating this. And can you guess what's going to go on this? Yes, it's going to be one of the gnome signs because I just think the gnomes are so darn cute. Again, you don't have to use a gnome. You can use any of the Valentine signs. There's so many cute ones at Dollar Tree. So this is the one I'm going to use, and I just go ahead and I glue down some pipe cleaners down to, they stay better than zip ties glued onto the back, so I will use these. And then I was going to say zip tie. I just tie, not zip, but just tie the gnome there to my little swag wreath. And then I'm going to decorate the wreath a little more. This is where you could use some of the ornaments that they have at Dollar Tree. I just didn't have any in my stash, and shockingly, I feel like I usually have everything. But I went ahead and I used these little like rose flowers that I also had in my stash, and some little wood hearts, and that is how I decorate it. So I'm just going to use some hot glue there on the bottom of the gnome there just to give it extra adherence down. You know, you can't have too much things that are, you know, keeping your items together. Okay, so here are the little roses in my stash. I don't know where they're from, but I just cut off the tips. And then these little wood hearts are from Dollar Tree as well. Now, the pink that there already are had kind of a little corally tint to it, in my opinion, and I didn't love how it looked. So I went ahead and I took the plain wood hearts, and I just used one of my paint markers to paint a little bit more of that bubblegum pink. But with like those flowers there, they had a little wire stem, so I could just wire them in. And then with the wood hearts, I just hot glue them down. And that makes this project all complete. So Dollar Tree has so many of these cute metal items. It's kind of hard to decide what to do with them. And so I was just like, these are all so cute. I'm going to kind of make them hang from each other. So what's the best thing to do is just cut out some of my vinyl here on my Cricut. Again, there's so many stickers and alphabet stickers at Dollar Tree that you can also add. And so I'm just going to put that down. I'm trying this new transfer tape from, I think it's called Vinyl Express. I'm going to have to look that up. That I was recommended by Whiskey and Wit, and she loves it. I'm still not sure on it because I can't fully see through it, so I'm not sure. You also don't really need to use transfer tape if it's just like a small image, like this little heart. I just peeled it off like a sticker. Okay, and then I just got out some little lips. All of this is in Cricut Design Space. It's all part of their library there. And so I just adding a couple little kiss marks. I didn't do very many. I definitely think you could do more. It would be really cute. I was trying to keep it a little bit simple because I really like the metal. So that's it for the vinyl. And then you see that ribbon off to the side there. That is from Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to thread it through all the places where there's a hole. Now, I don't know that I love the way this hung. I think it would have been better if the kisses was at the bottom because it's a wider piece, as you can see there where the holes are. But I just went with it. Definitely play around with the placement. I think it might have just been cute with just the top two, like Hello Valentine and Kisses. I'm not sure. I didn't love the way that it hung with these three. Maybe it would be cute too if they were just all on a sign. I'm not sure. So this is one of those projects I liked where it was going. Not sure I liked where it ended up, but I'm hoping that it inspired you to do something similar. You know, they all can't be winners. But this is, or maybe if it wasn't ribbon, if it was more like just a string, it would look different. But this is how it turned out. I just put a little bit of hot glue for the ribbon to stay in place. And then I just had some green painter's tape that I also put over the back to keep this secure. And then as you want to make sure everything is hanging level, you know, so you don't have like it hanging diagonally or whatever like that. And that is how this project turned out. So I've become obsessed with these little light strands from Dollar Tree. I love them. All sorts of different ones they have, and I've just been making more garlands and things with them. I love things that light up. And so then I grabbed this 6-pack of ornaments, also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and cut off all the little pieces there. I don't need them. I also don't like that they're silver. And this strand of LED lights is just, there are little tiny lights in there, so there's no shapes or anything. So these string on really well. And then when I get them in place, because this is like a wired light, I just kind of pinch the wire so that when I do hang them, they'll stay in place. They won't slide around. So they're going to slide around here just because they're laying down onto the table here, but once they're hung, they're going to stay in place. So I'm just going to, again, I'm going to just put those all on. You can barely see because that wire is so light here on the table. Then I grabbed 2 ribbons out of my stash. One kind of has a little clear polka dot, and the other one is just plain pink. And I cut out 4 ribbons per section, and so 2 of the clear, not clear, but see-through ones, and then 2 of the solid ones. And the way I'm just going to put those on there is I'm just going to fold the ribbon in half, and then I'm going to fold it over, and I just feed the tails into the little loop there, and that's it. And I pull them tight. And I just do that all the way along, and then I have a cute little garland ready to add to my decor. I picked up this pack of 3 yarns from Dollar Tree, the light pink, the hot pink, and the red, and then these wood ornaments also from Dollar Tree. And I just decided that with all this yarn, I'm going to just string it around the heart. No really rhyme or reason other than I'm just continually trying to fill the spaces of the wood. And I just keep doing this until I like the way it looks, and you can see the finished ones there off to the side. Now what do you do with these once you get this? So there's a couple options. I just really, I thought they were really cute just to even add like into a bowl or something. But once I get this, you know, like I said, into the amount of yarn on each one of them. By the way, so I did 6 of these hearts, 2 of each color, and I still had a lot of the yarn left. You can see you get a really good amount of yarn. Well, I have to say it's not $1 anymore, right? For $1.25, but you're getting, you know, 3 of these little, what would you call them? Call them skeins when they're little balls of yarn. So I just glue down on the back side there. Okay, so some of the ways that you could style these. You could make kind of like a long hanging, you know, where you hang them at different lengths. I think that would be really cute. Another option is maybe take 3 of these and add them to a sign and have like a cute saying onto one of the Dollar Tree signs. Another thing you can do is make another garland, because look at these lights. They're so cute. They have little hearts on them. And so I thought another thing you could do is to glue. I wouldn't use glue. You could use like the little sticky dots, like the little, little sticky dots, and just stick them down. Like every other heart would stick down to these wood hearts, and you'd have another really cute garland. So there's a couple ideas for these. I didn't want to commit to anything because I thought there's just so many ideas for these. So maybe you'll see them in another project in another video. And there you can see that's how much yarn I had left. So with the cheetah vinyl, I wanted to make a little cheetah, and I went into Design Space and I found this cat. So I decided I could use it because really a cheetah is like a cat. So Where you see here that's yellow, I'm just going to cut out in the cheetah pattern. So I'm just cutting red and brown and pink, I think, or white, I don't remember. You can see the vinyl from Dollar Tree is very thin and it kind of went through the paper there. So just maybe use a lower setting on your blade for when you're cutting on the vinyl from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this sign with the crimson red. This sign is actually from another store, but again, you can get a circle pretty much anywhere. So I'm just painting that red, and then I'm going to layer these down. Look at how cute my little cheetah is with that vinyl. I do realize that I've done a lot on the Cricut here, but the last project I show you something you can do with the vinyl without using your Cricut. So again here I'm just going to layer this down. You can layer things two ways. You can do them one at a time like I'm doing here, or you can layer them all down before you transfer it. I don't really think it matters one way or the other. They work about the same to me. But I did have to put this black piece on first because I knew it was going to be hard to line up the other way. So my complaint though about Dollar Tree vinyl is it's so thin, it's see-through. So you can see here, especially then I'm going to put this red on top of it, which is also from Dollar Tree, and you can see through it. So I don't love that. If you want it to really be bold, I would almost put a white background on it before you layer the cheetah so that it's bold. I hope that makes sense. But you'll see here as I put this little red heart down, you can see through it. So that's kind of a bummer. But again, I'm just going to put the little pieces down. When I have big pieces like this, I just put them down like stickers. I don't really feel the need for transfer tape. Okay, so then I have this ribbon. It's Christmas ribbon from, I believe, Michael's that I got on clearance. Again, doesn't necessarily say Christmas. I really like to find ribbons on clearance that can be used for other things other than Christmas. Although I do think it's kind of fun to have some cheetah at Christmas. A little original, unique thing to add to your Christmas to have some cheetah. But I'm just doing a regular tie your shoe kind of bow that I will put to the top of this. Now I felt like my little cheetah there is missing eyes. Even though there are eyes there, you just can't see them. So I grabbed some of my buttons from Dollar Tree and I added them there, and I think that popped out much better. And there is the finished product. Super quick project here. This is one of the houses from Dollar Tree. It has like a dry erase background there. I'm not going to do anything to the house. I like the neutralness. This is one of the heart ornaments also from Dollar Tree that I will glue down. And then this forever little cutout here is also from Dollar Tree. And then this ribbon's actually from Michael's. It's Christmas ribbon, but it works perfect for this project. So I just tied it in a little simple bow. And then I used one of the keys, also from Dollar Tree. I cut the ribbon in half lengthwise and just kind of tied it around the top of the key. And then I just adhere all this down with hot glue. That's how quick this project is. No painting involved. And it's actually one of my favorite little accent pieces in this collection. Okay, using this little sign from Dollar Tree, I'm going to cut off that top piece. Really, you don't have to cut it off. You can use it how I'm going to use it, but it would be attached a little differently. I found these stickers also at Dollar Tree, and you know, the gnomes are just so cute. I found some scrap paper in my stash, and I'm just going to measure it here. Mark it, I should say, because you know I'm not using actual measurements, because you know Dollar Tree's measurements are never the same. So I'm just going to cut this little piece out and add it inside there where that little barn is, and then we're just going to kind of decorate it with the stickers. When I first started this, I didn't know I was going to use that rectangle piece that I cut off at the beginning. And that's why I'm saying you don't have to cut it off if you don't want to, because I do end up using it anyway. But it just depends what stickers you choose to put in here, if there's room to glue it on the way I did. there's just so many cute things. You can make an entire tier tray with just this pack of stickers. So again, I used the car there, and see how I have a lot of negative space at the top. So this worked out really well. So at this point, you could just flip it over and use the white side, but that particular white side had a big ol' like chunk taken out of it. So I'm just putting a piece of white cardstock over the front here. You could paint it as well, but of course paper is just a whole lot easier. And then I'm just going to use those love stickers there at the top. They're dimensional, so that really made it a cute thing. And then I'm just going to glue this piece to the top, and this little design piece, decor piece, is finished.
So out there, about to crack as I'm coming up closer to you. I can't find nothing but doubt there in my head, but I'll talk to you. Looking back on it someday, maybe I'll just laugh with you at the memory. And now it's fall on a Monday, I'm about to die, 'cause you're blinding me. I could wait, I could go back to my place, but maybe you like me, so I'll fight to get through to you. And I think
When I saw this sign, this Love Makes a House a Home, I loved how it had this raised wood frame. The sign's okay on its own, but it wasn't quite my style. So I also picked up these more neutral gift bags. They come in a 2-pack, and I decided to use those to decorate. One thing I love about gift bags is they can work like scrapbook paper, and you can use them in the same way as pattern paper. Now what you see here is I just grabbed just a piece of brown cardstock and just added it to the back. I didn't take the glitter off or anything on that sign. I just put this right over the top, and this is just going to give me like a blank slate to work with. I'm just going to use my tape runner again to adhere this down. You'll see that it actually ran out. These are super easy to refill. You just pop the one off and just click the new one right back in. These things are the best. And so I'm just going to glue this down, and then I'm going to embellish the sign. So I do like kind of the simplicity of the sign, so I don't want to overdo it in my embellishing. So I decided just to put a crisscross ribbon at the top. And so I start with the burlap, and since it's so thick, I just cut it in half. And I'm going to do this also with the red. And then I'm just going to start taking some ribbons that I have and just Xing them down and making a little ribbon here for the top. Dollar Tree has so many cute neutral ribbons this year. They've done so good with their ribbons. I'm just very thankful to them. All the seasonal ribbons that have come out in the last 6 months have been really good. So like I said, I'm just going to cut them all about the same length and then just keep crisscrossing them. Before I lay them all down, I will take a little piece of twine, put it underneath so that I have a way to tie them together once they're all down. And now my bow just needs a little something in the middle, and so I just grabbed one of these wood hearts from Dollar Tree along with the little arrow that also I just think looks so cute on top of it. And lastly, I picked up this wood I Love Us from Dollar General. And I liked it there at the bottom. I just thought that worked great. I decided not to glue it on just in case I want to change things up, because when I put the sign on my tabletop, I can just set that right in front of it. But you can totally glue it on if you'd like. For this project, I'm using this tag I got on clearance at Michael's for $1, this gnome cutout, and I'll put the website below where I get those. These paint markers from Target, they are a great purchase. Some felt and some fur. And so first I'm just gonna take this letter off of the tag, and it does pull up the paper a little bit, so I had a plan B. If it tore it really badly, then I would just cover the tag in scrapbook paper. So it wasn't a big deal, but if I could save it, then I was going to, because I did really like the red check. And good news, I was able to save it. Now, I'm not a huge fan of painting, so when I can do it otherwise, I will. So I found this cute felt, and I'm just gonna glue it right on top for it to become its hat. Now, in hindsight, I should have drawn this out first, cut it out, and then glued it down, because it was harder to cut out when it was on there. It still works. I just did it the hard way, so I'm telling you to do it the easier way. Cut it out first, then glue it on. But anyhow, it still worked. And so whenever I can use paper or fabric to cover, that is what I'm going to choose, because it's easier than painting, in my opinion. So I have this fur left over from a piece of fabric. I've been using it on a lot of gnomes, and I decided to just cover pretty much the whole lower half of the gnome with this fur. And this time, as you can see, I did it this way first, so it's easier to cut out. And now I'm just going to use my paint pen here and color my gnome's nose. I just love these paint pens because it just makes for a quick, easy way to color your object without having to get out a paintbrush and then wash it and all that. So these pens were a great find. They were again at Target. I found them in their craft section, and they were only $5 for 5 pens, so I thought that was a great deal. And then I'm actually just going to use a Sharpie to color in for his feet. And then I'm just going to use these alphabet stickers from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to spell out "Be My Gnomie." And I think my camera cuts out here for a second. I got it a little bit too full because I was just making projects galore and recording them for you guys. So anyhow, it cuts out here for a second, but anyhow, I think this turned out so cute. It's one of my favorites in this collection. I'm using this Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign, and you can see it is perfect. The frame just encompasses the middle there perfectly. I tried to peel a sticker off, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to put some cardstock on it anyway. I picked up this cardstock from Dollar Tree. It is iridescent on one side, so you could either use that, as you can see it's iridescent, or flip it over and then it's just a plain color. And so I'm going to just take this and measure it out to cut it down to size, and then I will glue it onto the sign. Okay, so now I'm going to embellish it. I picked up this metal word from Dollar Tree last year. It had a couple different XOXO love. I think the other one was Valentine. And so I will use this, and I'm going to use some E6000 to put it down. I have noticed that hot glue and metal do not go well together. They don't seem to adhere very well, and so the E6000 works much better. And then I just went through my stash of stuff, and I found a couple flowers and just a little leaf I had left over, and I just adhere those down. This project was really about using what I already had, not spending any more money, and using the holiday signs. So this project didn't cost me anything. This is another really cute box sign that I have in my decor, and flipping it over, it gives you almost like a little shadow box. Super easy. I just cut out a little piece of buffalo check paper. This is an ornament I had left over that I had gotten from Walmart, a little bow and some stickers. So the little gnome, so cute. And I knew I was going to use them on something, and then I never did for Christmas. So this works out perfect because I love gnomes. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of place them down to decide where I'm going to put my stickers, and then I'm going to spell out Be Mine. And then I'll just adhere everything down. Now with the bow, I was going to use just a little piece of Velcro so I could take it on and off so that next year when I flip it around for Christmas, the bow won't show. I couldn't find my Velcro. So keep that in mind if you don't want your bow to show when you flip it around. So I just glued it on, but with hot glue, you can literally pop them right off if you want. But with most things like that, I would just use, like I said, some Velcro so you can take it on and off. When I picked this item up from the Target Bullseye Playground, I knew that I would be making over some of these for every holiday. I want to say it came with 5 different reversible like cardboard pieces that you can flip over and change out. So I knew that I was going to decorate them. So this was the perfect time to grab one that I wouldn't use and design over it. So I chose this one right here. Here's two of the different ones. I chose the stocking, not really my style, and I'm going to go ahead and make this over. So I went in and I got some of my Valentine papers out of my scrapbook stash, which is huge. I found this paper and I really liked it. Now here's the funny part. As I was cutting off the little UPC codes, it tells you what year that this was made, and it was 2008. So I've had this paper for quite a while. It was definitely time to use it. I love pattern paper and I have a lot of it. So I just grabbed this brown piece out and I cut it down to size, and then I cut some of the strips from the other pattern paper. One thing I love to use is music sheets and book paper. Just think it adds a neat texture. I picked this up at Goodwill for 75 cents so that I have a book of different music sheets. So I tore a sheet out and I tore all the sides just to give it that extra texture, and I just kind of used my fingernail to distress it even more. And once I get the paper all to my liking, I will adhere it all down. Now with cardstock, because it's thicker, I do use a thick double stick tape instead of glue or maybe a regular tape runner, especially when it's going to be hanging. And so I use some double stick tape that I came across. It's a very strong tape. And so I will just adhere all this down. And then for the music sheet, I'm just going to use a glue stick because it's very thin. And then I got this little corrugated piece of cardboard in a package for Christmas, and I was like, oh, I need that because I love the texture of it. And so I am just going to cut a heart out of it, and I will add that to this project. I'm going to add one of these little wood heart ornaments from Dollar Tree as well. And then I will pick through some more embellishments. One of the neat things I just found at Dollar Tree are these laser cut, I don't know what you would call them, wood or chipboard, but words. And I found love, hugs, family, and memories. And they're so good. And they come 3 to a pack. So I'm going to use one of these here on this project. So I picked through my stash a little more and I found 2 chipboard hearts that I'll add to this project. One was already brown and then one was just still its chipboard cardboard color, and I liked that, so I will add those to the project. So I'm going to just go ahead and adhere all of this down. So it just so happens I ended up using page 14 out of this music book, and so I just put a heart around the page number. But as you can see, there's probably endless possibilities of what you could do each season with this type of decor. I am just so happy with what Dollar Tree puts out. This year they put out these cute gnome window clings, and so I'm going to use them for this project. So I'm just going to cut out this girl here that I want to use for the project. And here's the bummer part though about window clings. When they put them on a colored background, then that background will show through if you peel it off. So I am going to cut it right close to the image so that I don't have any of that purpley background showing. And then I won't actually peel it off either because it's easier to glue it down if it's still on there with the backing. So I kind of just treat it almost like it was an image on paper, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to cut her out, and I'm going to cut out the other ones and then use which ones I want for some projects. Oh my goodness, these window clings are just the cutest, and they really weren't that hard to cut around. So I picked up this sign from Dollar Tree that says "Trust Your Journey." I knew I was going to use it for a Valentine project because it had the pink frame. So I'll just pop out the back, and I am going to just cover it in white cardstock. Again, you could paint this. I try to avoid painting if I can just because of the mess it makes. I wanted to see if maybe I could just peel that off, but I couldn't, so I'll just cover it in this paper. But just to make sure that that red isn't too bright and comes through the paper, I just sanded it down a little bit there to dull the ink. And then I'm just going to cut this cardstock, and I will put it over the image that I just sanded down. Then I'm going to use these little cute gnomes to decorate this project. Originally, our boy gnome here was holding some balloons, and so he has black strings hanging from his hand. So I thought, oh, I will make actual strings, and then I can put the balloon on the outside of the frame. So I'm just going to cut 3 of this black twine, and I will attach it to his hands and attach it to the balloons. This second window cling project couldn't be easier. I have this sign from Dollar Tree. I originally thought it was just so cute and I'd want to put it in my kitchen, but it does not match. So I've held on to it not knowing what to do. And when I put this over the top, I thought, oh my gosh, it fits perfect. I love that the red was showing through because there's red in the graphic there on the cling. So I literally just put a couple dots of glue and now I have this cute little gnome sign, and it just worked out perfectly. This is just a super fast project. I picked up this little bag from Dollar General. Oh my goodness, they had a cute truck one. They had another one. It was hard just to buy one, but this is the one I chose. And then I have these little wood sticks left over from a spring project. It kind of looked like a fence and it broke apart. So that's what I'm going to use here. So I'm just going to mark it to where I want, and I'm going to kind of make this like a scroll type picture. So I actually have a saw and I could cut these down super quick and easy. I know most people don't have one of these, and these sticks aren't really, any sticks are probably not that hard just to hand saw, but when you got a power tool and you can do it within a minute, that's what I'm going to use. But there are definitely other ways that you can cut sticks down, and I will actually link something down below from Amazon that works great to cut sticks like this down. And now that I have my sticks cut, I'm going to go ahead and cut my fabric here, and I'm going to take out the little tie. It's a little complicated at first, but really you just pull on it and the whole tie comes out. And then after that, it's just a matter of gluing the sticks on, and you have the cutest little sign, and it's just too cute. I love it. This is probably one of the fastest projects I've ever made. I just grabbed this little tin from Dollar Tree along with these other items, all from Dollar Tree, and I just knew I wanted to make a cute little centerpiece with this love and hearts. I guess you would call them picks or skewers. And I will say those conversation hearts that you do see are from a couple years ago. I found them at the bottom of a stash and I thought, how can I use these? So at first you won't see me use them, but I do kind of place them in there at the very end in the picture. So you can use them or you don't have to. It really won't make or break this project. But this is so simple. I'm literally just going to place the letters love, and I'm going to stagger them so they're at different heights. And then I'm just going to add in the hearts, put this Excelsior, I think that's how you say it, down in there and glue it. And this project's done. Super simple, but looks so cute. Making gnomes is one of my favorites, and this is probably the easiest way that I have found to make them. You just take this styrofoam, I guess you would like a tree shape from Dollar Tree, and then this is just the bottom of a sock. I used the top part on another project, so this is just the bottom half of a sock, also from Dollar Tree, that I'm just going to, as you can see, cover the styrofoam with the sock, and then I will glue it at the top. Now I have this furry keychain also from Dollar Tree. I actually prefer their scrunchies. They have ones that look like this but are scrunchies because they are softer and easier to work with. This one has kind of a heavy cord in it that makes it a little more difficult to work with. But again, it works. And talk about an easy little fur thing. And I picked up this pink one knowing that waiting for Valentine's to come around because I thought I can make a cute little Valentine gnome with a pink beard. And so I'm just going to glue this all around here and get it nice and adhered. Now you'll see that I actually end up putting what I had handy, which was a hair tie, but you could use a rubber band, around the top because I thought this will help hold it in place while the glue dries. But then I realized it's not going to show when I put the hat on, so I might as well just keep it there. It's like a little extra bonus. So there's the scrunchie that I wanted to show you that I've used as well. And they come in lots of different colors. Okay, so now I've got the beard on. So I can go ahead and just glue the nose down. I use a roundwood bead. I don't feel the need to paint it. I like the natural color of it. And so I'm just going to glue that there right under the hair tie. Okay, now for the hat. I'm going to take this piece of felt and I'm basically rolling it into a cone shape. So you'll take a square rectangle piece of fabric and roll it, and then you'll cut it down the parts that you don't need, because you don't need that much fabric rolled around. I'm just kind of playing around here. You'll see me struggle a little, but I swear if I wasn't doing this on camera, I'd do it like in 2 seconds. Whenever I'm trying to show it on camera, I struggle a little bit, but I promise it's easy. I'm just cutting off the excess fabric right here, and then I will glue it into the cone shape. And I'm just going to play around here, putting it on top of the gnome's head to see if it fits good. Make sure I didn't make it too tight. I have done that. So once I realize that it's good, I will go ahead and glue it together. And once I am happy with the placement, I will go ahead and glue the hat down. I'm sorry that you can't see it. Sometimes I forget and I kind of pull it more towards my lap. Anyhow, there you go. You can see I'm just gluing it down in a couple spots. And then I'm going to decorate it with these felt heart stickers. They come in a bunch of different sizes. I feel like I got these at Dollar Tree because I don't know where else I would have gotten them. I'm pretty sure they're from Dollar Tree. But if not, the only other places I might have gotten them is 99-cent store. So one of those places, but I'm pretty sure Dollar Tree has something like this. So I'm just putting on the pink and white hearts and sticking them to the hat, and then this gnome is complete, and he's just so cute. I love his pink beard. And after I show you him all finished, I'm also going to show you another one that I made, and this is the one I made with the hair scrunchie. So looks really similar, and I put arms on this one. Oh, he's my favorite. They're so cute. I love gnomes. These felt coasters from Dollar Tree are perfect for a garland. So I went ahead and I grabbed these two, and then I found a third one in my stash, and I am going to use that one as well. Now, the rose ones are actual coasters, where the white ones were just felt. And so they're thinner, so you need to use two of them. So you use two of the hearts, and then you'll get kind of the same thickness as the rose here. And then I'm just going to take some ribbon and string them together to make myself a garland. So these love hearts, I wanted to go ahead and punch a hole in them. I don't think I would like how they'd look going through like the L and the O. So I just use my Crocodile here to make a hole. This cuts a hole in like anything, wood, metal, and it's so easy. Like, there's tools that I can't use because I'm just not strong enough, but the Crocodile, that is one that is good for your stash. And then I'm going to use that ribbon from Dollar Tree because it's so cute with all the hearts on it. Now, it does give it a little bit different of a feel because it is kind of a thicker ribbon. It's going to be a little easier to hang if you use like some sort of twine or very like rope type ribbon. But I wanted to try this because it's such cute ribbon. And then again, I'm just going to start feeding it through, and then I have a cute Valentine garland.
Saw you there by the counter, looking flash.
I sometimes just don't know what to do with these wood things that Dollar Tree comes out with, but I have to have them. And in this case, I just decided to keep it really neutral. I have this little neutral Valentine's area, and so I'm just going to make this over very simply. As you saw, I just took that metal piece off one of their signs. I used one of the wood ornaments, buffalo check ribbon also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to adhere that down, and that is literally it. I just think it just added a little something to this sign. It really didn't need that much. I love the regular wood, the natural wood of this sign, and so sometimes we think we have to do this over the top painting, but in this case, I like it just the way it is. Again, I lost a little bit of footage, but I have this holiday sign that I will flip over and paint white. But on this side, I use some of that polka dot wrapping paper so that my backside is finished. And so you'll see here is the sign painted white. Then I tried my hand at doing a Cricut vinyl project. I've never done multiple colors and multiple layers. I learned what not to do for sure. So the way I did it, just cut them out in the most like way that you use the least amount of vinyl, but not in the way that makes it easy to piece together. So it took some time. And then I watched a tutorial on how you should do it, and I did it totally backwards. But you live and you learn. And so I will link the video I watched that I wish I would have done before. So anyhow, once I got it all layered together, I'm going to add it to this side here. And I have to have my stuff looking even, and so I will measure here just to make sure that my tires are about the same width from the bottom. Where are they at? Because I do not want my stuff to look crooked. So I will add that down to the sign. Okay, so now that that is all laid down, I'm going to go ahead and put some twine back in the top. Because I finished the back there was paper that I had to poke through. And I will just feed this through and then tie it together. As you'll see off to the left there, it's a little kit that Dollar Tree has, and I guess you would make little felty valentines with it. And so it had a couple cute little kits in it, and I liked the foam pieces. And so I picked it up so I could use pieces out of it to decorate with. And I really like it. It has lots of different hearts, some circles, yeah, just different elements. So I will use those when I embellish the sign. In hindsight, I would have liked the whole image to bend down lower and then only put ribbon at the top. But that's not what happened, so I'm going to use a little bit of this rickrack down here at the bottom just so that I don't have a bunch of empty space. This little tag that you see at the top, the hugs and kisses, I literally cut that off of a blanket that I bought, and I tend to do that. Sometimes I see the cutest little tags or things that come with products I buy, and I hold on to them. And this one was so cute, and I knew I needed to add it to a project. And so that's why my loads of was off to the left, because I knew I was going to use this tag. And now with some of the cute Dollar Tree ribbon, I'm just going to cut a couple strips, and I'm going to make one of my expos that I like to make when I have lots of pattern ribbon. And so I'll just take that and some of this baker's twine that I also got from Dollar Tree to wrap it all together and make a bow. And then I'll just adhere everything down and the sign will be done. So this is actually the cute gnome blanket that I cut that tag from, that I used in that last project. I can't believe I found this cute blanket at Ross for $10. I wanted to make over this metal tag. It looked like it had been painted on, and then the saying, and this is how I bought it. And so it was so easy just to flip over and pretty much do the same idea. So I take some Rust-Oleum paint and linen and I give it 2 coats onto this metal tag. I picked up these wall decals from Dollar Tree. I picked them out especially for these hearts. I just love the scribble heart look. Just kind of play around with where I want it on the tag and then stick it down. I also got these rub-ons from Dollar Tree as well. I already had some cut up, but I want to show you the full pack. I just like to cut the words out of here and use them on various projects. So this one pack goes a long way. So I just kind of look around the words to try to come up with a saying. And I actually love mixing fonts, so it works out perfect. So I saw forever and heart, and so I used those 2 words. And then I pieced together in my, and that is what I will rub onto here. So Dollar Tree's rub-ons work really well, but what I found out here is something with either the paint on the metal or the paint and these rub-ons, but the rub-ons would not rub off onto my paint. So I'm kind of confused here for a moment, and I'm like rubbing it on more. And what it is doing is it's actually picking the paint up instead of putting the transfer down. But it looked really cool. And so a little bit of the rub-on went down, but you know, some of it came up. So it's an easy solution. I actually just kept going. And then I just take my Sharpie fine marker and then I just fill in the spaces. And I think it turned out really good. For this last project, I just used some leftover Christmas items. If you were like me, you way overbought things to make for Christmas and then never quite got to them. Although I do pick up several of these tags and things like them because they do work year-round. But I actually used this candy cane for another project, and this was the other half. And I knew I had to hold on to it, so this is what I did with it. I went ahead and cut it in half, and then when you make them face each other, it turns into a heart. So I'll just glue that together, and then we'll have a heart that we can decorate. And I'm really making this project here a complement to the last project. And so I'm going to take this nautical rope, and I only want to use a third of the string here. I want it not that thick. And so when I pulled this apart, that was the perfect thickness. And then I'm sure you've seen this all over. I'm just going to put it all the way around this heart. Loop it around the heart, I guess is what I want to say. So I'll just put some hot glue. And in the beginning, I'll usually hot glue every so often just to make sure that it's sticking really well. But for the most part, I will just wind this all the way around the heart. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to start decorating the tag. Again, I'm using these 2 bags from the last project. I just think they're so cute. Their patterns. You can see here I actually cut the Happy Valentine's Day out. I was thinking maybe I would use that on the last project, and then I didn't. So I just cut some of the hearts a little bigger, and then I cut the stripes a little smaller, and just to give it some excitement, and then I will go ahead and tack those down to the tag. I did sand off the glitter. I'll use some hot glue here to tack the heart down to the tag. Now I want to embellish the heart a little bit. I picked up these laser cut wood pieces from Dollar Tree. I was shocked that I found them. They're in the craft section, and look how amazing this little love tag is. Oh my goodness, it's so cute, but it blends in a little, so I'm going to need something to break it up. So I grabbed this little red heart, also from Dollar Tree, and I will tack those two down, and I just love this color combination. So I use the handle of the bag to add to the back of this so that it can have a hanger. So of course it matches perfectly. And then I decide that it just needs a little bow, and so I will add that.